I'll start off by giving you guys a brief agenda for this session. So we'll do some common rules. I'll explain some of the common rules, and then we'll do a speaker introduction, and we'll have about 45 to 50 minutes, depending on you guys, what you guys want to hear more about, and then we'll go to a general more Q&A. So for my session, I actually would prefer something like more interactive kind of Q&A. So along the way, when we ask questions to all our experienced panelists, I would hope you guys to ask the question right away. So anything that you have in your mind during this session, while we go along, it would be best that you guys ask the question straight away, so that you won't get caught up in maybe later on, we all will need to go back and understand again the situation, all right? So if you guys can follow through, please type in 1 for me, please. Thank you. All right, great. See, MC is the one who's listening. Okay. So I'll start off by introducing our first panelist for today. His name is Henry, and he owns the seven figures e-commerce business, and he also runs multiple e-commerce stores across Singapore, Hong Kong, Thailand, Taiwan, and the US. And he's also the seniorcare.com.sg #1 elderly supplies online stores in Singapore, and also Honey City, also the #1 health food online stores in Singapore. Say hello to Henry. Henry.
Hello, hi everyone.
Hi Henry. Do you want to make a quick 1 to 2 minutes of your self introduction besides what we have right here?
Sure. The first thing is, don't ask me too difficult questions. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I've been in e-commerce for, I guess, about 5 to 6 years now, and I started from my bedroom, right? And then within about 5 to 6 years of continuously building my business. Well, I run Senior Care. It's one of the largest elderly store online in Singapore, Honey City as well, and we have stores in Hong Kong. We have stores in Taiwan. I sell on Qoo10, Lazada, Shopee. What else? Amazon. So feel free to ask me anything, right? Yeah.
All right, great. Thank you, Henry. Next we have is Ivan So. He has 15 years of experience in SEO and WordPress. So he builds over 50 sites to test on SEOs, and he builds 350 over WordPress websites and WooCommerce sites. So you guys can imagine how well this person is and how experienced this person is, right? And he's also the lead organizer of WordPress Hong Kong, and he co-organized Hong Kong WordPress meetup and elemental leader in Hong Kong as well. So let's welcome Ivan So.
Hi.
Hello, Ivan.
Thanks for having me.
Hi.
Yeah.
Can you give a brief introduction of yourself,
Sure.
besides what we know right now?
Sure. So basically, this is more like my passion to do digital things like SEO and WordPress stuff. Other than that, I also do like e-commerce, and I'm also the partner for MailChimp in Hong Kong. And I like to explore different hacking a way to do things. For example, I did publish like 5 books in Amazon and hack it to the best selling for those categories. So that's who I am, which keep trying to learn things and share things. And now I'm more into education for digital marketing stuff of it.
All right, thank you, Ivan. All right, next we have James So. He's the founder of Renopedia. It's the Singapore #1 online renovation portal. If you guys haven't, go and visit that. I think his goal is to help companies to transform their digital media presence. So he helped from big, small, all SMEs to get more of the exposure online. James, hello, James.
Hi.
Hi. Can you do some brief introduction of yourself?
Okay, my name is James. So before I started Renopedia, I was working in a traditional media company, working for a magazine company, helping them to do sales for their advertising on magazine before I transited to start out my own business, which is Renopedia and also a social media marketing agency. So why I transit? Because actually I'm one of the, I won't say one of it. Okay, I would say I'm one of someone who is being faced off by traditional media. That is why I went online. If you ask me at the moment of time, do I have passion or not? I do not have the passion. I only know I need to survive. Okay, but I built up my passion over the years. So I see the changes in social media. So lastly, I'm also very honored to be here today with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, James. All right, last we have is Julian Yong. He's an award-winning 6-figure dropshipper, international speakers and trainer. And he also founded 30-10 Ecom Champion Formula. It's a transformational program which teaches his students to earn first 10K in 30 days with e-commerce. So let's welcome Julian.
Hi guys, just checking if you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Right, fantastic. Yeah, so thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here again on Exabytes stage. For me, just a quick, sharing about what I do. For me, I love to help people who are highly committed, especially, right? Highly committed individuals that have a desire to really want to start up and grow their own e-commerce business sustainably to up to 6 to 7 figures. And the reason why I really have that passion is because I started off as a complete, newbie as well. And I started off broke at one stage in my life. And after that, once I actually got out of it, I really wanted to be able to give back and to help as many people as possible, right? So if you are a complete newbie to e-commerce, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you out.
All right, great, Julian, great. Before looking at all your profiles, I think before we start, we already have a question here. So do you guys want to answer this question first, or we go to our the first question that I have from my end? What do you guys think?
So what is the question first?
Okay, so that's,
first.
yeah, because of you guys' profile is so good that you are eager to ask you guys question already. Okay, there's one question from SL. I'm not sure he or she, but said morning. Would be great if all the CFOs can shed some light for new startup e-com business. What are the ideal and safest profit margin we should maintain? And what is the percentage of advertising and promotion fund we should factor in as a kickstart for a great launch? Who want to? I think for e-commerce, Julian or?
Sure. Let me try to shed some light. So your question, okay, you have two questions I see. Which is the question that you want us to answer first? I think the first one, right?
The first one, yeah, the ideal and the safest profit margin.
Okay, so for me, how I actually start off doing e-commerce, at least teaching e-commerce, is that we always start off doing drop shipping. I believe that drop shipping is one of the simplest way, especially if you're a beginner, right, to get started, simply because the barrier to entry is much lower, right? Although after that, I always tell people to drop shipping is just a testing ground, and then after that you should transition off to building a brand from it, right? So this is how I kind of teach it. So when we talk about drop shipping, in essence, for a start, I would say that ideally the profit margin that you should be able to achieve would be between 20 to about 35%. I mean, when I run my stores, especially even if it's a new store that I start off, that would be the 20 to 30% margins that I make quite pretty much easily. Yeah. So, but if you're actually doing your brand, I would say that the margins can be even much greater depending on how you source your products and all those kind of things. And yeah, when you actually transition off to building your brand, because when you're buying your products in bulk, then you have leverage in terms of when you want to buy the products, is definitely going to be much cheaper. So that's why your margins can be maintained much higher. And to answer your question about what's the percentage of advertising and promotion fund we should factor in as a kickstart, for drop shipping, if you ask me, I would say that if you have a capital, all right, of at least $2,000 to even $5,000, that would be fantastic to start. A lot of people think that they can start with no money. It will be very difficult if that is the case. You should start off with some capital, because this is essentially still a business. So you want to actually have some room for growth. And then so that's what I suggest. Maybe Henry, you can shed some light on this as well.
I think what the my strategy is a bit different from Julian, right? Because Julian, he's a drop shipper, right? So what I do is I actually hold inventory. What I recommend is that to be honest, profit margin is not important. I mean, if you are doing $10 million, like 1% is a lot of money as well, right? So what I do is I focus on having the business being able to run without me, right? While still being able to make money from it. So that's my goal. My goal is a bit different from like looking at the profit margin and stuff like that. But of course, if you want to start with, I think you should aim for about 40% at least. If possible, like 35 to 40%, because as you grow your business, of course, I mean, if you are contented being a small business, like you're solo entrepreneur, then you could work with a smaller margin. But as you grow a business, you will be paying for a lot of tools ongoingly. You might employ people to help you, and those will actually eat into your margin. Okay, so what I would say is 35 to 40% will be good, because as you grow, you will still be able to have a comfortable money that you can take back for yourself. In terms of advertising and promotion wise, I would say that personally for me, I'm also a bit different from Julian. Julian, do you run a lot of Facebook ads?
Yes, I do. I do run a lot of Facebook ads. Yeah.
Okay, so personally for me, my experience with Facebook ads, especially this year, hasn't been very good.
Because of all the bans, is it? Facebook.
I think last year it was just like whoo, but this year it's the advertising costs, the conversion rate and all that has I think has suffered quite a bit this year. What I prefer in terms of advertising is actually building communities, building your email list, and building your SEO, which what I focus a lot on, and maybe Ivan can focus on that. Can talk a bit about that later on. I would say in terms of the budget wise, I would say pretty much similar to what Julian says. In terms of advertising, I think about 2,000 to maybe 5,000 is great to start out with. You should definitely check out something like we call it like a viral giveaway campaign. You can check out a tool like UpViral and some other stuff like that to build your community very fast, and then you can keep advertising to them without having to run ads ongoingly.
All right, thank you. James, Ivan, do you have anything to add on?
Okay, for my side, right, for e-commerce, it's not my forte lah, but I can answer on A and P side. Okay. So when we talk about A and P, I don't know, SL, do you want textbook answer? Textbook answer, some people can tell you 30%, can tell you 40%. But I have a non-textbook answer lah. When you want to spend on advertising, just ask yourself this question, or what objective you want to achieve. Because when it comes to digital marketing, the objective is either, firstly, I want to get reach, second, I want to get engagement, or the third one, I want to get conversion. So from what I see over here, you are talking about conversion. Most likely you are talking about whether I'm spending how much and getting how much back. What is the ROI I am achieving? Okay, so talking about this, right? Just now you all share Facebook ads. I also want to share, right now when it comes to e-commerce, there are different ways of doing marketing. It can come from sales funnel. We can talk about sales funnel. We can talk about what is your value ladder. Are you selling a small product and after you upsell, downsell, or to add on. There are 101 methods, but to me, my non-textbook answer is, right, if today you want to spend on A and P, right, as long as you know that you put the money on the table and you don't mind losing it, right, yes, that's the amount of money you should be spending. Okay, so I hope this is my non-textbook answer.
Okay, okay. Thank you, James. Ivan, you have anything to add on?
Sure. E-commerce isn't my main business, but I did run a couple of e-commerce site as a side business before. But the profit margin, it really depends on the product, whether it is more like an exclusive product. As I did resell some of the product from overseas, which is the unique product in Hong Kong, which means I can mark up the margin to like 100% because you won't be able to find it elsewhere. As I'm the only seller in Hong Kong. But other than that, if it's just like a common goods, like a drinks or food like that, I can see some shop their margin is like 10 or 20%, which is not really high. But the good thing is if it is a common product, people do Google search about it, which means I could leverage on the SEO of it for a long run. Because this is more like a side project of mine, I didn't really need to push it that hard. I just wait here for a longer time until Google kicks in, the SEO drive-ins, and then I can earn a little bit about the margin. So that's what I did in my shop in the past.
Right. All right. Thank you, Evan. Thank you guys for your comments on this. SL, I hope you get a little bit of idea of what your question is and the answer. I saw you have another question on this. I feel that this question, I think along the way we'll be answering, and I'll keep the answer to the back of this session, right? So let's move on to the first one. Just now, I think Henry also mentioned about this. But my question to you guys is, what is the most effective free marketing strategies for your business and why? Maybe we can start with Ivan, because I think he's more onto SEO. I think SEO is the number one thing to go for free marketing.
Sure. Yes, definitely. SEO is one of the ways to do it. As well as I will also go to different social media platform, or what we call like a Web.2 profile. I will create different profile, for example, in Facebook, in LinkedIn, or even in different social media channel. The reason to do that is in order to protect my branding, because people might be looking for my brand in Google or my name in Google. If I have enough channel in different website, the chances are when someone kind of like give you a bad review, it won't be showing on the first page, which would be a good idea to keep your branding. Other than that, because I do a lot of blog posts, I normally do like 2 videos every single week. And then I transcribe the video into traditional Chinese as a blog post. And then I spread to like 10 different channels using things like a method called a content multiplier method, which means you repurpose your single content into different format in order to increase the reach. As long as you did that right for a long time, you are building up your assets, which is part of the content marketing. And more people, they could actually go to different social media channel or Google to find you. And then that leads to more inbound lead, no matter you're doing servicing or product. So that's my strategy to do for my business at the moment.
All right, thank you, Ivan. Henry, just now you mentioned about building communities. Can you share more on this for these free marketing strategies?
Okay, with nowadays, with your Facebook page, right, when you post something, just only a very small number of people can see your post, right? Because that's how Facebook makes money now. So, but with Facebook groups, nowadays you actually get more visibility. But I wouldn't also focus too much on Facebook itself as well, because as you move as we move along with Facebook, right, Facebook might change their mind again, and then they might just kill off Facebook groups again. So what I would say is that you want to build communities, you want to get people coming in to your Facebook group, and then you might want to funnel them into your email list, or maybe you could have a Discord channel or maybe Telegram. I think a lot of some Asian brands are doing that, having a Telegram group or having a Discord group. Okay, and this and you actually keep these leads to yourself. You actually keep those leads to yourself, and that's something that I find that has been working out recently for me. And doing events, to share about your product, that would be great as well. And I think the most money making for me would be SEO and email marketing, right? And email marketing. In fact, with email marketing, just on like my senior care store itself, right? Last year we did, $151,000 just on automated emails. So those are emails that I set them up one time and it sends out on its own. I don't have to do anything after that. It's not like a weekly email that I create. So I just set it up one time and just keep making money over and over again.
Do you want to also share how do you get the leads or the follower to the subscriber list? Like briefly, what kind of method do you use?
What you want to do is you want to amplify whichever marketing channel you are bringing it in, right? So one good way is to make use of a viral tool, like or a referral tool. So something like UpViral or Gleam, something like that can amplify the results that you get. So what they do with what do these two do is that when people sign up for, they'll probably sign up for something. Okay, maybe they create an account on your website, or they maybe they sign up for a giveaway. For example, you are giving maybe a product away or a prize away, right? And then when people join into the funnel itself, the funnel actually asks them to, hey, could you like my Facebook page? We'll give you more entries. Could you follow my Twitter? Could you join my Discord channel? Could you join my Facebook group? Could you share this with your friend? And the more that you do it, the chances of you winning would be higher. Okay, and you could combine that with Facebook ads, or even with on your blog pages. You could have a pop-up that tells them about this to amplify your results.
All right. James, do you have anything effective for your free marketing strategies?
Okay. So when I see this question, I kind of feel a bit tricky lah. Okay, because I saw the word most effective and I saw the word free. So actually, I was thinking about what's the definition of free. So first thing first, when we talk about digital marketing, we always cannot in Singapore basically in Southeast Asia, we cannot stop talking about Facebook. We cannot stop talking about Google. We cannot stop talking about Facebook. The family like Instagram story, Messenger, all belong to Facebook. So for Google side, we always talk about SEO, we talk about SEM. So the first free marketing strategy, or if you ask me really free, right? The first thing come to my mind is definitely SEO. If you really ask me about it, but is it really free or not? Okay, because I myself, I do on-site SEO, I do off-site SEO, but I realize that I spend quite a number of time. Then business owner, sometimes our time is money. Okay, then for me, right, I also went to a lot of courses. I learned from mentors. I also do a lot of Google research. So even nowadays, I also went to courses. Yes, the execution part, if you really know, I won't say it's no cost, but it's low cost, but you spend a lot of time. Then you also need to, that is why, right, business owner like me, right, to a certain extent, right, sometimes I sub out certain things, right, is because we know that, we really don't have the time. Right? So if you ask me, like when it comes to digital marketing, right, for Google side, we cannot stop talking about SEO, right? Because SEO is something that if you do it right, it really can go on a long-term basis. But you must know it lah. If you don't know it, you better find people like Ivan to actually guide you along lah. Okay. So for another thing, when we talk about social media, we cannot stop talking about things such as engagement. Okay, so when we talk about engagement, right, the first thing come to my mind is I run a contest off, because when we run a contest, right, it's easy. If you do it correctly, you can get the post. Some people like, share, comment, and keep on sharing and sharing and sharing. But does that equate to the actual ROI? Depends on how you do it. But if you want to talk about using Facebook to do free things, the most easiest way, if you ask me, is contest. But is it really that easy? Also not that easy. You also have to do it the right way. Okay, so these are some of the effective methods that I want to share with you all. But the question mark here is it really free or not? Because you have to spend the time, the effort. Even if you are today want to do a contest, yes, if you have a company, you have a product that can give out. I also don't consider free or not, because you still have to buy the product.
Okay. It's like a hidden cost behind.
Yes.
Yes.
Even if I want to do SEO, I still need to learn the right strategy. I need to test trial. If I use the wrong, I think I will also understand. If people who don't know SEO go and do SEO trial and error, it may take you few years to even learn the right method to get your website ranked on the first page.
Yeah.
So I rather spend the money to Ivan, if you ask me.
But I have to, I want to kind of add on to what James said. I think SEO is a very good investment because you know, you could run Facebook ads, but the ads, or you run SEM, right? The ads cost will, you know, keep going up over time as more business start to go online and start advertising, and everyone is, you know, outbidding each other, and the cost keeps going up. The only one that is free is actually SEO, and it's something that is very, very long term, and that's why I would say that you know, you want to, if you are looking to build a long-term business, focusing on SEO is definitely a very good investment. It's a very good skill to pick up.
Yeah. Also, I think not just for SEO, you need to spend time to learn or execute. I think even for Facebook ads or SEM, you still need to do a little bit about the learning or how to do things with the setting, right? So that should be a similar. But the only thing different is SEO, you need to produce a lot of content, which is true, that consumes a lot of time. Yeah.
All right. Julian, do you want a quick roundup for this?
Yeah, I believe all of them have given a lot of great suggestions, and you know, definitely something that I do as well. I'm also very big on building communities. Just like some of my Facebook groups, literally like they grow like 100. I get 100 requests to join for completely free, right? As in like organically as well. So one thing about Facebook groups, just to add to what Henry says, what I do is that I create niche Facebook groups, meaning that instead of, you know, your Facebook group as your brand name, right? So because if your brand name, right, mostly people don't really know who your brand is at the start. So you want to create, let's just say if you are selling pet items, dog items, for example, then maybe your Facebook group, the name itself can be called like I love dogs. So when people join, these are people that, you know, have a passion for you know, pets, for dogs as an example. Then what you want to do is you want to give value, you want to share a lot of valuable content to help them out, and then you know, in between you can see one or two selling posts. I just want to add on to something about SEO that you guys mentioned as well. I believe SEO is one of the fantastic ways to get organic leads as well. One of the strategies that I use, because you're talking about free, right, is that I use coupon sites. So coupon sites, basically, if you're selling products, you know, e-commerce related, what you can do is that you can just put out a coupon code, submit it to you know, many of the coupon sites, submit it to like One Shop 30 sites or whatever kind of thing. And then what is going to happen is that people, you know, when they search for your brand, usually what would they do is that they will search for, you know, coupon codes, right? You know, I mean, very common, right? So like you know, whatever your brand is, and then coupon code on Google. So when you have all these coupon codes up on the webs, on all those coupon sites, then and you give like a, let's say maybe like 20% off, 30% off, whatever, I think people think that it's a no-brainer. They will just straight away go and buy it. And coupon sites happen to be a backlink to your store as well, right? So essentially this is another SEO backlink, right? Yeah, I think these are some of the things. Telegram groups are one of them that I do as well. I mean, growing pretty well. And I think last but not least, I just want to add on with YouTube. I think YouTube is one of the, I mean, I would say untapped markets, because YouTube is content that you can definitely, you know, always repurpose. You can use it on, I mean, you can post it on your Facebook groups, you can post it on your own, put it in your email list. This is what we call like what Ivan just now mentioned about content multiplier, right? Do it, send it to various platforms, and these are, very good content for you.
Right. Julian, understand that. Thank you. Okay, the second question for you guys. Just now we're talking about the free. I think James brought up a very good point just now about the it's not really a free thing. There's something you need to the effort and the money that's spent is not counted into this. But what about ads, advertising platform? This is totally that you need to spend money to see the results. Henry, do you have anything you want to share about this? What's your favorite advertising platform? Just now, I think you mentioned about Google, Facebook. Anything that it works really well for you besides last year lah?
Google Shopping Ads.
Okay.
Google Shopping Ads. We are paying about 7 cents per click.
Okay.
Singapore, I mean Sing dollars, so 7 cents per click, and it is giving us about ROAS, right? So return on ad spend about 9 times.
Ooh, okay,
so
good.
I'm putting in $1 and I'm getting $9 back.
Great. What about Julian?
For me, I still use Facebook. I know I've heard stories a lot about ad bans and all those kind of things. For me, sometimes those things do happen, but just something that you just need to get along with it. So far recently, I've been testing out some YouTube ads as well, right? I think YouTube ads work very great. Fantastic, especially for e-commerce. A little bit untapped because not many people do it. Not many people use it to do like product reviews and stuff like that. So I think that you can try out YouTube ads definitely.
Great. James, do you have anything to add on for this?
Okay, my favorite is all time lah, Facebook lah. When I say Facebook, it includes Instagram, it includes Messenger, it includes WhatsApp. Because once you do ads, it go to all places. Then another reason why I like Facebook is because my business started out using Facebook. Because when I started out my business, there are competitors out there, and I realized that at the moment of time, most of my competitors, they are not on Facebook doing real content. They are mostly on Google at the moment of time. So I use Facebook to actually help my company generate the first dollar till now. Then the next thing why I like Facebook is because it's something that some people don't like, some people may like. Is that right now Facebook actually, if you really go into it, there's a lot of options. From Messenger marketing to WhatsApp marketing to Instagram story to Facebook story. So there's a lot of possibility in Facebook. But like Julian like that, I'm also testing out on YouTube ads, and I start to see result from YouTube ads. The reason why I'm seeing result from YouTube ads, and I believe it's the same thing why I got result from Facebook last time, is because not a lot of people are on YouTube ads right now. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
okay.
That's all.
All right. Thanks, James. Ivan, do you use
although I mostly use SEO, but I do SEM as well.
Okay.
But rather I do both, but mainly I do SEM because I want to target the people they actually want to looking for a particular thing, rather than I just want to show my product or service to a certain demographics. So that's why I mainly use a keyword search. Recently, I did tap into the YouTube ads as well, just like James, because that is actually less competitive there. Isn't not really expensive to show your view to the user. But still, it's just not exactly like people who are looking for something, because in YouTube ad, it's more like we are disturbing them to watch a video, which is not really good for conversion in my point of view.
All right, understand. Okay,
sorry, James, and because I'm quite curious about YouTube ads, can James and Ivan kind of share like what's the cost, maybe like CPM, or does it go by per click? How does it work?
Actually, it charged by the CPV, cost per view. If it go to Sing dollar, it's just like 0.005. I normally set something target like that, but it always go down below that. But that is only the CPV, which means people who watch your ad without skipping in the first 6 seconds. But that doesn't mean they will click on it because you have a call to action button there. My test for the call to action button, normally it would cost roughly like $3 per click for people who view like 4,000 people of those. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not as technical as Ivan because normally I don't look things too deep lah. For my side, when I do YouTube ads, right, I focus on one thing, the conversion. Okay, conversion. What is actually called conversion? Conversion is actually a specific action that you want a user to take. So for most of for my website, I'm going on registration. That means people who fill out the form and become a lead, it considered as conversion. For e-commerce side, maybe when people make a purchase is conversion. And also there's a specific way how you should do a YouTube video ads. Firstly, your first 5 seconds must capture people's attention. Those who are in Singapore, I believe you'll see a lot of last year you'll see a lot of ads selling courses, selling Amazon drop shipping. Yeah, they got backlash. Okay, I believe people in Singapore saw all this backlash. But the reason why they are getting backlash is because you see them too often. And also another thing is they are also enjoying a lot of results before they got the backlash. Okay, so you remember, if you see all these ads, you realize that there is a style one. The first 5 seconds is about doing something funny to catch people's attention. In Malaysia, there are also people doing this thing called, like for example, people selling Facebook course. What they are doing, they take one paper, they write the word $, then take a lighter, burn the paper. The first 5 seconds want to capture your attention, right? Then the next thing they talk about how they help people, their accreditation. Then most importantly, lastly, the video end with a call to action. Click learn more to find out. Call to action very important. Okay, so if I want to go more deep is when people go to the page, right? What should the page look like? Normally people they will lead people to this thing called a sales funnel. What is sales funnel? That means it's a landing page whereby people perform a minimal action. If you are talking about getting people to sign up, maybe just get an email address or name. If you are doing e-commerce store, maybe you can sell an item that is so cheap until people start to scratch head. Why so cheap? To say the truth, sometimes people also sell things right that lose money one. Why? Because it's called sales funnel. Right? The first page is a lose money item. Second page is an upsell. Is an upsell process. And if people don't want to upsell, they go to a third page called downsell. Instead of you buying a 200 product, you don't want, okay, I make you buy a $100 product. I'm going too complicated. Okay, if I'm going too complicated, okay, because
I think it's a very good detail that you bring up a few to let the audience understand and all this. Maybe some SME they didn't really go into this, but tapping on this question, the things that you explained, James, just now, SL has a very good question here. The question goes like this: for starter and a new brand, we park aside a budget about 4-digit Singapore dollar to run ads. So do you encourage we explore doing in-house by ourselves because they have limited knowledge, or using third-party agency to help us run? So to get because if you like outsource the service to others, they might charge you a management fee 20 or 30%. So I think a lot of SMEs facing this struggle as well. Do we outsource out or we do it in-house? James, you want to start first on this?
Yes. This question very, very straightforward. You have, just how you mentioned, you have only few $1,000s. If you only have few $1,000s, to me, okay, typically in Singapore, a social media marketing agency easily can cost you $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Okay, so if you pay a social media agency $1,000 to $2,000 a month, how much do you have left for ad budget? So is it better to do it yourself? I don't know. You answer the question yourself. Then if the other thing is, if I want to engage an SEO agency, to say the truth, I hope I won't get offended. There are people out there selling few $100s, but all these few $100 one are no good one. I should already tell you. Okay, the good SEO agency that I saw, right, all cost few thousand. I think I will not hate means he know what is happening in the SEO market. So if you know that, right, if you pay the few $1,000s to an agency, to a third party, and you don't know whether you should deliver result or not, best is go and get some courses and learn it first. Even if you want to engage a third party, also know what you want first, what you want to achieve. There are so many incidents that I heard from people out there. I engage this social media agency, do something, they never deliver what I want. Then I ask them what you want. Then they say, I want sales law. But the thing is, right, there's a lot of things that reach out to sales there. When we talk about social media agency, there are agencies that just do content. But is content equivalent to sales? Not really, right? Okay. Then I think Ivan also understand that SEO itself, right? Yes, I can get your website ranked on your first page, but if your website never do properly, how do you even get sales? Sorry lah, you need a proper flow in your website, your proper UI UX. So whether you want to engage a third party or you want to do it yourself, right? First thing first, understand what you want first, and you must have a basic knowledge in Facebook. Be it you want to do it yourself or you want to engage another third party, and you have to have basic knowledge in SEO. The problem I see a lot of business owner facing is that they themselves don't know what they want. Then after they engage a third party, then the third party want to earn money, also don't know what they want. Then after they get a lot of argument. Like I ever have another friend doing SEO. So he say he also met before such client. They want him to rank. The website, right, on the first page. Okay, so he managed to do it then. But the client come and jump on him. Hey, you rank my website on first page, but I don't see increase in sales. Then he start to scratch head. I thought my objective is to get your website ranked on the first page. So most importantly is business owner, be it you engage other people or do it yourself, know what you want. But if you ask me now, if your budget only few $1,000s, try to learn things first.
Great. All right, thank you, James. Any other, Julian, Henry, do you want to add on? Or we should move on? I think this basically give SL some basic idea of what they should do about their business, right?
Actually, I have a little bit of add on.
Yes,
so,
sure.
so basically, the business owner should understand. I totally agree with James. To understand the difference between the traffic and the conversion, and it is not just a question whether you want to outsource or not. You need to understand what is going on or what to use, because outsource isn't the answer. If you don't understand the logic of things, you won't find a partner that you are comfortable with, and you don't even know whether they're qualified to do what you want them to do. So in order to do so, you need to learn a little bit of basic of it. It doesn't mean you need to be an expert, but you don't, because a lot of agency, they could use different jargon, and then you feel confused, and then you think they're actually pretty good. But if you learn a little bit about it, you can differentiate whether they're actually top quality or they're just using some jargon to confuse you. So I agree with James that to learn it before to design whether you want to outsource or not.
Yeah, definitely agree on this.
Right. Okay, so hope you guys get something out of it. Let's move to the next question. How do you identify the right audience persona, and how do you do audience targeting? This can be maybe in Facebook ads, or maybe that will be in your SEO method or something like this. Can I start off with Julian?
All right. How to identify right target audience persona? So I would say that easiest way for me, right, is that you look at who your current clients are and then see which one of them actually pay you money, right? Because these are people that have proven to, are definitely your clients. So what you want to do is that you want to see what is the commonality that they have, right? And then this is one of the easiest way for you to get started identifying who your actual target audiences are, because people who have bought from you previously, right, maybe like you for certain, or like your products or whatever the kind of thing, they have a certain kind of similarity. So go and look for other people that are similar to that. Right. So this is how I would do it. And then, if you want to use like Facebook, depending on your platform as well, if you're using Facebook, right, you can easily, use audience insights to target, to try to search for the keywords that the people use as well, and all those interests that they like.
But Julian, how do you start with this? Like, let's say
so if you completely no sales before, is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Okay, so if you got no sales before, if you got no one who actually bought from you, then one of the things that you want to do is just envision like who are the target, who are the people that you want to solve, right? Who are the people that have a specific problem, right? That have certain kind of pain, right? What is the certain pain that they have? You can put up that. Normally people say is they put up the customer avatar, right? So just try and list out what are some of the interests that they like, what are some of the things that the events that they go to, what are certain books that they read. You have to imagine it because you have not had any sales before, right? Then after that, but the problem is when you do this, it may not be accurate because again, you have no sales, so you have no proof that really is the avatar that you are looking for, right? So, but it's a good start, I would say.
All right. James, do you want to add on this? What do you think?
Okay, I expand what Julian said. So let's talk about there's a basic method that by right marketers should know one. Or most of the marketers that I know out there all use this thing called customer avatar, or what we call the buyer persona. That means you envision an ideal customer. It's just like you play game. You need to create an avatar. So you must have an ideal customer in your mind. Whether does this person a lot of time we base on our current customer. No, you have an ideal fictional character in your mind. Just imagine this person. Okay, so when you imagine this person, right, then you do out a profile based on this imaginary person. This is called customer avatar buyer persona. So there's a template that I always use. I use this thing called DOGE. That means once I have a fictional character in mind, I use DOGE. What is DOGE? I come up with D, demographic, O, occupation, G, what is this person goal, E, what is this person emotion. And I emphasize again, this person don't exist one, is a fictional ideal character. Why do I do this? And I also check around Google, even Starbucks also do this. When they sell new product, they do a customer avatar. Even Airbnb also do this. Before they want to launch their new product, they do a customer avatar. Because once you have an ideal customer in mind, right? If we talk about Facebook, we talk about Google, we a lot of time we need to do audience targeting. So we look at our customer avatar. Oh, this person love online shopping. Okay, online shopping should be my interest. Then I realized that most of my target or my ideal customer is 25 years old, or maybe I should set the age group 20 to 30. My product target towards this kind of OL, office lady. Okay, so I do a lot of interest targeting based on office lady. So this is the basic how we identify right audience persona or to do audience targeting. The planning is important to me. A lot of time we execute things, right, thinking how to execute, but we lack of the planning. And the planning for most marketer, what they do is this thing called customer avatar, or what we call the buyer persona.
All right. Thank you, James. James, can you write down DOG, what this stands for? Because I write halfway, then I forgot it. I think it can benefit a lot of people here. And while James is writing that, Henry, do you want to add on for this?
I think it's really what James and Julian said, right?
Okay.
You want to have the perfect customer avatar, and then you want to try and think of what kind of people will they follow, what kind of books they read, what kind of communities they will join, what kind of websites do they visit, right? Things like that, and that will help you to narrow down what kind where to find your customers. Where to find your customers, so that when you can advertise to them, you might even be able to discover certain you might be able to find your customers who are not even in the particular industry that you are in itself, right? Let's say maybe you are targeting someone who who is of a certain age, and this kind of profile, they will usually hang out in this area, but you can still, you know, run ads and still get them to be interested in your product as well. So I think that perfect customer avatar is definitely very important before you start doing any advertising.
Okay. Ivan, you have anything to add on? If not, then we can move on.
No, they have covered.
Okay, great. Let's move on to the next question that I have for you guys. I think this one will benefit a lot of small businesses. In you guys' opinion, I think just now you guys also mentioned a few of the tools like UpViral. So any other tools that you guys feel that is very good for getting more traffic or more sales from your experience? Can I start off with James?
Okay, recently I'm hiring new marketing staff in my company. So I realized the first basic thing that I want my marketing staff to know, right, is this thing called Canva, Canva.com. This is very, very popular, and for business owner, okay, this is the most basic thing you must have. Canva.com is okay, it's free, and it's free for you to do things such as PowerPoint presentation, Facebook ads, Google ads, all the images. If you have the money, you buy the Pro lah. I tried the Pro and it's quite good lah. Got a lot of Shutterstock free. This is the first thing or die you all must have lah. To say the truth nowadays, if you don't have this thing, cannot. Okay. Then the next thing I touch on is have a email software. Email software. A lot of people tell me a lot of people are still using MailChimp, but personally I love ActiveCampaign. Right? But it's out to your preference. You must have an email automation. This one very important. Then the third thing for me, right? If you are doing Facebook ads, Google ads, you must have is a sales funnel, or what we call the landing page creator software. What is landing page software? It can be things such as for me, I use ClickFunnels. In the past, I use Instapage, but recently I like to use ClickFunnels because ClickFunnels you can create landing page very easily, and you can also add in payment function if you are doing e-commerce store. Okay. So let me still got one last thing. I know there's one last thing that is quite important to me now. It's quite important. If you all want to improve your sales, get a messaging, get a SMS software. It can be burst SMS, it can be bulk SMS, those SMS blasting software.
Okay.
Yeah, there are much more lah. So I stop here lah.
All right. Ken, I think they got a few. Ivan, what about for you?
Sure. I use Google. so basically you can type keywords and then find a Google suggest keywords or related keywords there, which give you a hint that what keywords are the user they are searching, what combination of the keyword they are searching. This gives you a really good idea when you try to create a blog post. Let's say you already can do a research, and then you can get your content framework or structure already in place, which will attract SEO because it fulfills what the user want, particular for all those keywords. So as long as you fulfill all the search intention, if your website is decent, content is okay, you should have a higher chance to rank on the first page.
You're mentioning about Google search.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the most basic one to understand.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah.
Yep. Agree with that. Henry, what about you?
I got quite a big list. I think because recently I've also started working on running an agency on it. So I will kind of share a few powerful tools that I've come across and I'm using. Let's talk about e-commerce first. One really good tool. So James brought up Canva, right? So if Canva is too pricey for you, you can check out Crello, which is a very good alternative as well. And if you are in e-commerce, definitely check out Glorify as well. So Glorify, you just throw in a product picture, right? It'll remove the background for you, and you dump a bunch of templates for you, and you can use for your social media already. It's like Canva, but it's for e-commerce itself, right? And you can do product mockups. That means you can throw in a 2D image, you turn it into a 3D image for you. And it's called Crello, CRELLO, right? So that's a good alternative. That's what we're using in our company. And we also use Glorify for that as well. Video-wise, there's a Singapore company that is just coming up, right? They're called Opheo, OFFEO. So do definitely support them as well. It's like Canva but for videos, right? So it's for like building social media short videos. And one very good one for e-commerce, I would definitely recommend, especially if you are doing you're selling on Qoo10, Lazada, Shopee, Amazon, whatever, right? You want to check out Hexo Watch. HEXOWATCH, okay, Hexo Watch. And what it does is that you can actually watch a particular URL. So let's say what you can do is you can watch your competitor, because like for example, we sell on Qoo10, Lazada, Shopee, there's a lot of competitors in there, right? And sometimes they might want to go in the price war with you or whatever. You want to check. So what Hexo Watch will do is you can actually watch their particular product page itself for any changes in their price, in their stock level. Okay, and what happens is that if they go out of stock, then you can you can increase your advertising budget at that point of time, right? So if they change their price, what happens is that they'll send you an email and notify you on that as well. And one more really good tool in terms of getting traffic and leads, right? For small businesses is actually social media automation tools. Okay, so like LinkedIn, the automation, right? So one very good one would be Phantom Buster. So what it does is that it try to emulates like a human using LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or whatever it is, and reach out to people for you, and send them messages, stuff like that. And also you might want to get a cold email marketing tool, right? And then so you can send out emails. But of course you don't want to do it like a spam email. Try and make it more refined.
All right, thank you, Henry. That's a very good list. Julian.
Okay. Yeah. Again, I have many thanks for sharing so many cool tools, guys. Right. I learned a lot from this session. With all the tools. For me, I think one tool that is pretty much a lifesaver, whether you have a landing page or whether you are doing e-commerce whatsoever, right, is Hotjar. So Hotjar is basically a tool whereby you can actually track users' movements, right? And you see where they actually scroll up to or where they stop. So you know that, hey, if people stop until a certain point in your page, then you know that, hey, the bottom there you need to, the top one you need to put the more important stuff there, right? So this is a very good tool. And also Hotjar can also allow you to record actual users' movement, so you can see like whether you scroll up, scroll down, whatever. Okay. Another tool that I would definitely say is a live chat function, especially for e-commerce, right? Or whether you're running any business whatsoever. When people reach to your website, at least give them an option to chat with you, so that they can actually answer. You can give them a reason to reach out to you much simpler. And I like to actually use, for e-commerce, I like to use Tidio, TIDIO, because Tidio will allow you to set up some automation as well, kind of like messenger bots. And that is a pretty cool thing. If talking about messenger bots as well, I think setting up chat bots using ManyChat is definitely a great option as well, because you can definitely, frequently asked questions or whatever kind of things can be easily set in place there, making things so much easier for customer service, right? You don't have to answer these questions yourself. A lot of these answers can be automated already. If you're talking about content marketing, I know the rest of the guys also do a lot of content marketing. For me, I use one of the place where I try to search for content would be this place called Answer the Public, right? So it's just basically a website whereby you just put in certain keywords and it will immediately show like a spider web of what other related questions that people ask, that people search for, how to blah blah blah, right? Why do people blah blah blah? So it gives you a whole range of content ideas in order to set up content. So you can use all this content for your blog posts, for email marketing, for your YouTube videos, whatsoever, right? So I think all those are some of the things that I use.
Great. Very good list of tools and things that it mostly is free, right? And it's very suitable for small businesses. Before I proceed, I still have one more question, but I think this question might need a little more time, and we are almost running out of time. Is it okay if I have everyone? Can I extend a little bit, like maybe 5 to 10 minutes, for us to give us a little bit more time? Is it okay for you guys? If it's
Sure,
yes,
go ahead.
What about the audience? Yes. Okay, I see people saying yes. Okay, great. So I'll continue with this. I do have the last question, and I think this question a lot of businesses would like to see on this because there's hope for them. So what do you guys feel that what is the future of digital marketing will be going? What do you think? What will work instead in terms of the trend, in terms of the things that will coming on, and what are the next platform that you feel that we should ride on? Or I know the biggest thing going on right now is the Clubhouse lah. So other than that, what do you guys think? Can I start off with Ivan maybe?
Sure. So to me, any social media platform still exist at the moment. It might not exist in next 10 years. So it's really hard to predict which platform you should put a bet on it. But one thing I could be sure is inbound marketing is going to be the trend. So for inbound marketing, which means you need to pull in the traffic or leads by your content strategy. So which boils down to SEO, which is one of the things I do. And also if you have a good speedy website, which can fulfill core web vital, which Google recently keep telling people that they should have a speedy site meeting all the requirements Google want them to. They should rank your site better. And in order to do so, just keep your website simple. So which means if your website is simple, which is pretty much similar to other websites. So the main difference will be your images or your content, which will be the content strategy and the inbound marketing as well. So that's what I'm betting for the next coming 10 years.
All right. Okay, good. Henry, what about your side?
I think one thing that will work in terms of content, right? You definitely want to check out some because with because Google is coming out with their AI content tool. There's already this thing called GPT-3, which is it's a content AI, right? Which what's going to happen is that in the future, you can just click a button and then it will write a piece of article for you, really, and it will sound.
I'm using that already. It's only good for the English content. Other than that, it's pretty sucky. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, because most of the words that the AI is reading is English at the moment. So there are tools like that right now that will and it's not just it's not just like content, but like ads as well. So like powerful ad copies, the system is also reading all this and is able to just come up with something good for you to be able to use. And I think that is the trend, at least for the next 2 to 3 years, right? We'll be moving into this direction. And then I think the trend right now, or at least it is becoming a trend, is building communities. Because like just a couple of months ago, we had the what was that? The Wall Street bets, right? I'm not sure if any of you heard about it, right? Wall Street bets, like people going against GameStop. Already. So and it's all created through a subreddit in Reddit itself. People are going crazy, trying to take down people. So I think this is the trend is people are moving into communities, because with COVID, with the internet, with the convenience of the internet, people are all at home, right? And at the same time, they also feel lonely and they want to be part of something as well. So I think community is really the way to move forward. And what is the next platform? I wouldn't say that I wouldn't care about what platform is next. I would say you want to build your own customer base. That means you want to build up your email list. You want to build up a community. Those are the ones that you have control over, right? Because you don't want to spend so much money on Facebook and then one day it is killed, or maybe it is taken over by another alternative in the future.
Okay, great. Thank you, Henry. Julian.
All right.
Your side?
Okay, so a great question, this one. For me, I think that Facebook Pay is something that is coming up quite strongly. Facebook Pay has been around in the US and other parts of the world, but not in Malaysia, I'm not sure about Singapore, but definitely not in Malaysia just yet. But once Facebook Pay literally rolls out, I believe that Facebook Marketplace will grow even bigger. So this is what's happening, and this is talking about e-commerce, right? This is what's happening in US right now. So Facebook Pay is available, and Facebook Marketplace is also available, which means that people can now make payments, buy products online through Facebook's Marketplace, and pay with Facebook itself. Unfortunately, you still can't do that right here in Malaysia, at least. But I see that is coming. One more thing that just got released today, I just got a message on it, is Telegram Pay, right? So now Telegram, you're also able to accept payments using, I'm not sure which platforms that they use. I think Stripe and stuff like that. But this really changes the landscape, because now you're able to, you don't even need a store, right? Literally, you have a Telegram group, right? You talk about building communities, building Telegram groups. You can literally just send them this link to purchase your product, and they can immediately pay, putting in their credit card details and all those kind of things. So I see that these are some of the big things that are coming out, and it's really exciting because I believe a lot of opportunities are. Even if you don't want to create a store, look at this, right? You can just literally put your products up on Facebook Marketplace. Don't need to pay anything. Don't need to pay for ads, right? Put your products on Telegram, and you can literally sell already.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Julian. Yep. I think Malaysia, we can only set up the Facebook shop, but not the pay yet. They don't accept payment. Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. James, what about you?
Okay, future of digital marketing. Actually, there's a lot of things going on. To say the truth, ever since 7 years ago, there's too much thing going on already. From AR to VR. Someone ever told me that 360 video will be the future, and that was like 7 years ago. And I don't really see much on it. Okay, there's a lot of things that is going on. But I only know one thing. Till now, I ask myself this question. Will anybody substitute Google as a search engine for the next 5 years? I think about it, no. I cannot think of another nearest competitor to Google at this moment of time. Then I ask myself this question, is there anyone going to, social media, let's talk about social media. Besides Google, we always like to talk about social media. Social media, when you talk about social media, right, especially in Singapore, got this trend one. When Facebook started, it's for youngster. Then after that, the parents come in. When the parents come in, the youngster go to another one, which is called Instagram. So if then after that, when parents start to one by one go into Instagram, then the youngster feel left out, they will go to other things such as Snapchat, TikTok, etc. But I also ask myself, for the next 5 years, do I see Facebook being pulled down? I'm not really there, because I read a lot of news. Facebook is into Facebook Pay, Facebook is into Gemini, a lot of things. Then recently, I also start reading about this thing called the NFT, the non-fungible token. Does it affect digital marketing? Yes or no. It may be another white elephant project, something like it may be something like AR, VR. Till now, still nothing much coming out. Okay, so there is 101 things that will be happening and might be happening or will be happening. But what I think, I know one thing, Facebook and Google is still here to stay for the next 5 years. I'm also exploring things such as TikTok. I also go and explore. Till now, I don't see anything they will do to disrupt these two platforms, to say the truth. LinkedIn ads, I also try. But LinkedIn serves a different kind of audience. I don't want to go too in-depth into LinkedIn, but the behavior is definitely not like social, not like Facebook. I even try Twitter. I ask myself this question, is Twitter Twitter may be very useful in US, but in Singapore, I'm not sure. Right? I try it don't work lah. For me, it don't work lah. I may try again lah, because I'm the kind of person just like to try and prove myself wrong lah. Okay, so if you ask me what will be the trend, I just say 5 years lah. Next 5 years, I don't see the possibility of Facebook or even Google or even SEM, SEO or even Facebook ads dying anytime soon. I don't see this thing lah. So if you ask me what will be the next trend, there's a lot of possibility. But I only know the next 5 years, Google and Facebook and all their family member lah, be it YouTube, Instagram, Messenger, will be here to stay.
Yeah, but I also think
That's
that this AR and VR is not gonna come anytime soon. It's at least 3 years later.
Okay, a different different perspective from your side is very good. Is we're looking at the new shining object that we're chasing on, but we forgot that the current big giants is here to stay, and we're not riding on the current giant. So yeah, something to take note about, and to figure out how can we make the best use of the current platform that we currently have. And I think I have a few questions in the Q&A. Is it okay for me to ask a few of them, then we wrap up everything? Okay. I think one of it I skipped just now was from SL as well. Their question goes like, what are the best social media strategy to convert leads to sales? So Facebook ads or Instagram ads or Google ads? Then likely it's determined by the product nature and target audience behavior, but still would love to hear from Sifus here. So what are the best social media strategy to convert leads to leads to sales? Anyone want to take on this?
Okay, okay.
James, you wanna go first?
Okay. I take first because my answer I don't think it's a very good answer lah. So I go first lah. Okay, because I see this question, I start to scratch it lah. So social media strategy to get leads. Leads means you have the contact details, be it name, email, address, contact number. So sales is how you get money from this person. Okay. I think this is leads and this is sales lah. So from leads to sales, there's if I have people's contact number, the most traditional method is I call this person. If not, I go and visit this person. If you ask me the online method, it can be things such as email marketing. It can be retargeting based on all this data. Okay, that's my answer.
All right, thank you, James. Before we continue, Ivan would like to leave earlier, so
yeah, sorry about that. I got another meeting.
It's okay, Ivan. Thank you, Ivan, for all your insightful sharing, and he will continue on.
You guys carry on.
We will carry on. Thank you, Ivan.
Thanks, Ivan.
Thank you.
Later I'll share ways you guys can connect to Ivan as well, and I think James has done. Henry, you want to continue on this?
Yeah. So that I can also answer Clarence's question, right, about sales funnel. I think the first thing is like what James and Julian mentioned about the customer avatar, right? Then the next step you want to do is to actually build out a sales funnel, right? From how the lead comes in and how they end up being a customer, and not just being a customer, but what happens after they become a customer. Do you want them to buy a second product or third product or fourth product or fifth product? What is the entire journey that you want the customer to go through? So from the lead, so it doesn't matter what is the best social media strategy. The best strategy is your sales funnel. So when you run an ad, to be honest, if you run an ad just like that and run, you probably get like 1 or 2 sales just like that. What you want to do is you want to make use of other tools such as email marketing, retargeting ads, maybe SMS or WhatsApp, to continue reach out, and maybe even you have a salesperson plugged into the sales funnel to call up these people, speak to them, maybe, hey, can I give you a demo of our product or our service? That way to get to and to move these leads, from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to step 4, and then to close them. And then once they close them, they buy the first product. What's the second product? Are they moving along to the second product? Are they moving along to third product, fourth product, fifth product, like that?
Right, sales funnel. I think Julian can answer at this as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, the basic answer for sales funnel is that just the flow of turning your customers from turning your leads into sales, right? So I don't want to go too much into in-depth about sales funnel, but I want to answer the question about how do you actually, what is the best social media strategy? Again, right, this is very dependent on your platform, how you reach out to your customers. If you are, let's just say if you're a B2B and you reach out to people more on LinkedIn, then I would say LinkedIn would be best for you, right? If you try to use Facebook for LinkedIn, I mean for B2B, then it doesn't really work as effectively. So you need to understand, right, where your customers are coming from, and then what is the best way that which are the places that they hang out. If they hang out more in forums, then forums would be a better way to reach out to them as compared to running any ads whatsoever. Right, I think that is extremely crucial. This is where the persona, or I mean the buyer's persona that we mentioned earlier, comes into place. Yeah, there's no really one size fits all for social media strategies.
Right. All right. Thank you, Julian. Thank you, James. Thank you, Henry. I would like to share the contact of you guys for the audience. So if you guys have anything that further question, or you would like to work with them on anything about social media, sales funnel, anything, or you want to know more about the tools, feel free to connect to them. So this is their email. If you cannot write it down, you can take a screenshot of this right now. And I think, I hope you guys learned a lot. I personally do. I write a lot of notes here about the tools, about the strategies, about the objectives. And any last things or comments that you guys from panelists want to share before we wrap everything up? No?
I think they're all good, no?
Right, I think we are a lot of overtime right now. So Lauren, you can take it away.
All right, thanks, Jian. You guys, oh my gosh, this was absolutely brilliant. I know that the audience, and we've been like about 20 minutes over time, actually, to be honest, 20 minutes, but I'm pretty sure the audience doesn't mind at all, because this was absolutely brilliant. It had so much weight to it, and it's a good kind of weight. That was saturated with so much information, and there was so much substance. And the best part of it all, it was fun to listen to. So thank you so much for that. You guys really knocked it out of the park, and we can't wait to bring you guys back for more events. So on behalf of Exabytes Singapore and the SME Digital Fest 2021, thank you so much, Jian, Henry, James, Julian, and of course, Ivan, who is just left. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. See you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for having us here. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Learn a lot as well. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a great day, you guys, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Have a great day too.
Thanks, Lauren.
Okay, thanks.
Jian.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Exabytes. Grow your business online.